everything up. Starting us off, we got dark life of a female, of a black female streamer. Shout out official Ronnie. He be doing a lot of these videos, but this one really piqued my interest. Recent enough, gotta smash that like button. You know what I'm saying?
Anything new. Amaranth walks so the new wave could sprint. She figured out the formula years ago. Parasocial attention plus sexual appeal, that's already been done. Everyone saw how far that formula could take you. Now we're deep in an era where overly aggressive pass around balls. Content is basically a growth strategy. Twitch isn't a gaming platform anymore. It's digital reality television.
Tim the Tapman, a gamer, has expressed his concerns for how streaming
Might be cooked. The biggest streamers don't even game anymore. IRL is king now, and that's reality. That's reality. That is, yeah, he's not
has
wrong.
kind of turned IRL and not about gaming anymore.
I mean, guys, I opened up Twitch this morning just to see what everyone was watching. There were 500,000 people watching Just Chatting. And the closest video game to that, I believe, was League of Legends at 100K. And then Counter-Strike at like 85. So I think it's just gaming in general right now, because all the views seem to be when you just go into Just Chatting and you talk about drama. That's where viewership is, man. I mean, bro, you could argue right now the biggest streamers out there don't even game that much. I mean, look at, bro, this guy Kai just hung out with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? IRL is king now. That's the reality. Like, in real life stuff. That era of Tyler having 100,000 viewers every single day for Fortnite, that is over. I think there's one game that can bring those numbers back, and that's literally GTA 6. And if GTA 6 don't bring back watchability for gaming, we are cooked, boys.
It's not that every woman on
He's not wrong, but I think he oversimplified that. Because at the end of the day, the one thing of like reactions and stuff, like the stuff I do and whatnot, has always been pretty big for the most part. But like when you take into account the fact that you have all these people playing video games, like it's not as if nobody's playing video games. It's not like there's only one video game that gets played on a nightly basis. Like, yeah, like he said, you know, you might have one game that's like 100K, another game that's 85K, but there's mad games over the scope of everything that are getting a lot of views. Most people just don't really focus on that. If you combine all the gaming type ones and compare it to Just Chatting, then yeah, that'd be pretty fair. But you can't just sit there and say, oh, gaming is just dying off compared to Just Chatting. Granted, you'll probably find more big names in Just Chatting. So if that's what he's going for, then yeah, I agree. But if you're just gonna say Just Chatting has taken over and gaming is dead on the platform, that's ridiculous to say. Because, man, matter of fact, I will go on my Twitch and check, but I don't feel like doing it. Like the fact of the matter is, Just Chatting encompasses a lot of things. If we just had gaming, if Twitch had like two categories, it had gaming and then the subcategory was each video game, then you would see that it's a lot more comparable and probably supersedes Just Chatting as a whole. Because Just Chatting is anything IRL. Just like if they switched it from Just Chatting to IRL, you would have an IRL side where it would be like guys that go out in the field, and then you would have Just Chatting, which is like reactions and people telling story times and stuff like that. And then you would see a greater split there. But because it's lumped into one, you're getting all those people that do all that storytelling, all the real life stuff, going outside, doing different activities, all that sort of stuff, cooking streams, all that in one. So it makes it look like it dwarfs every single gaming thing. When it's like, okay, but if you combined every game, just like they're combining every sort of topic and conversation that can be had, it would be pretty comparable. Dare I say, I think gaming, in theory, gaming should still have the edge by maybe like it might be like a 20% difference. I'd say. I think gaming's still on top though. Now during the day, you could argue that gaming's probably lower, but it really just depends on where you are, because if some people are in the middle of their day, more people I think tune into gaming content later at night, because you got people that are getting off work, you got people that are done with school, you got people that are done with sports, all that sort of stuff.
Twitch is doing that type of content, because that's what's not happening. But the ones who don't find themselves doing that, they're invisible, overshadowed, unrecommended. This has been going on for as long as this whole online shit been popular, but women who lean into that get rewarded with clicks, followers, brand interests, but then they get labeled a pick-me, thought, a thuder, and not a real streamer. On the flip side, women who try to avoid that route, a lot of them get buried. So now we're in a space where you either play the game or you get benched. Now granted, there is successful
He's not
streamers who
wrong.
don't do that type of stuff, but it seems like the ones with a lot of eyes are the cooking of Kaias, the Zoe Spencers, India Love, those type of streamers. Now, disclaimer, I'm just
Not gonna lie, Zoe might not fall into that niche just because she came up, like obviously like being in more of a New York oriented style streamer. Her stuff was never like her being cutesy and her shaking ass and stuff. Like, I mean, granted, it does happen every now and then, but hers is more so just in activities and her doing stuff from what I've always seen from it. But I mean, it I'm open always to being incorrect. At the end of the day, he's not wrong. He's definitely right though. It's always been a slippery slope because you have some girls where like I guess Senna would be the closest person you can come to where consistently she's the, you know, I don't want to say poster child, but like she's one of those content creators where people watch her because we genuinely think she's funny. I'll tune into her stream because I genuinely think she's funny. Like she says some crazy stuff sometimes, but you could tell like she has more of a tomboyish energy than a princess type energy. And because of that, she can get away with doing more. Just she can do a lot more of the stuff that the guys do and be just as successful or more successful than a lot of the popular guys. Even when you watch her stream and she doesn't do and she's not like tied to what's his name? It's like Nick NMP or NMB. I can't remember what his acronym thing is. But like that group, they've been doing like that. They got that one house and they were like doing videos together, her, Catchy, and all them. Like she could fit into so many realms. And even on that side, you know, as they call it the pogger side of it, of everything, they can do certain things and they have more, I guess, cutesy type streamers overall. But I wouldn't go as far as to sit there and say, oh yeah, you know, she struggles or most girl. I don't think every girl has to do this. And I guess Senna's kind of a cop out because she's not like 100% black. She's not like dark skin or whatever. So maybe, you know, you can invalidate my opinion over there. But I wonder if there are any black female streamers that lean towards the pogger side of things and do more of that style content and have been successful with it. Now, granted, I'm not really on the I only watch about like 6 or 7 guys, like mostly, you know, AMP. I'll tune into a RDC stream, I'll tune into a John family stream. I got some homeboys that stream and whatnot. And then like Scum TK, Your Rage, like those type of guys, and then Senna. And that's literally it. Inside Kuno too. I watch like Kuno, but like for the most part, there's not a whole lot of people that I see of my not just minorities, because I consider like Asians and everybody minorities technically in America. So, but like black women on that side that do specifically gaming type content or stuff like that. I mean, Chaotic Allure maybe. The one that used to go with Your Age, because I know she does like painting streams every now and then, but I can't think of really anybody else.
pointing this out. So it's gonna get a little weird here in a minute, but it's okay at the end of the day. It's just some
He
unemployed
said, I'm just pointing this out, so it's gonna get a little weird here in a minute, but it's okay. At the end of the day, it's just some unemployed talks.
talks, that's it.
Yeah,
This type of
that's
content didn't start in 2025. It's been brewing for years. The real tipping point, the infamous hot tub meta of 2020 and 2021. That era had Twitch
Yes.
flooded with women streaming from inflated pools and bikinis, chatting it up for hours while pulling thousands of viewers. It was simple. Pretty girl plus minimal outfit, easy views. Amaranth, the face of that meta, pulled in over 500k new followers in just 1 month. She was ahead of that, and others.
Ooh, 500K is crazy. I do remember that. They ended up like not banning them, but like shutting them down or something. But yo, I'm not gonna lie. They were doing numbers. I never tuned into a stream. I've never been in that vein, but there was a lot of people that did. And much respect to them, you know, at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I feel like media as a whole, arts, like arts, videos, radio, podcasts, all that sort of stuff, there's somebody that wants to listen to it. It might not be a lot of people, but somebody cares what you have to say or what you have to do or what you have to show them. So with the hot tub streams, to me, it wasn't my cup of tea, but I could understand a lot of people that might want to watch that. I could understand somebody sitting there and, they might be working on something and they just, throw that up on the TV in the background and they have that going. There's not much to it. And you could argue, it's one of the lazier forms of streaming to do. But at the end of the day, people care to watch. And like he just said, she got what, 500K people following her after the first month. Crazy. But, there was an obvious market for that. So if you can monetize something the other way, I really don't know what the equivalent would be for like guys trying to do that for girls. Because I guess it's more common to get caught as put in the gooner category as a dude than as a girl, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's something for girls. I just don't know what it is because they read like the smut books and whatnot. But I don't know.
Streamers along that. Streamers were cashing out while barely playing video games. That's what Twitch was known for at the time. And once other women saw the formula working, they jumped into it. Twitch tried to push back. Amaranth and others caught short-term bans in 2021 when the ASMR stream started towing the line too hard. But the numbers didn't lie. The content had viewers locked in, so the people kept coming back. By mid-2021, Twitch was split into two. On one side, gaming and what people call actual content. On the other, hot tubs, donation goals, mic licking, and all that. It was at that time people started calling it cam girl content and warned that Twitch was becoming a place where underage kids were being exposed to that content, and they didn't belong there, obviously. Streamers like XQC called the trend a straight up.
I don't like XQC, but I'm pretty sure he's on point with this. I'm gonna be honest, this hot tub meta is by far the most pathetic thing we've seen on Twitch in forever. What a sad reality. Please get this trash off the front page. The most pathetic we've seen on Twitch in forever. It's not as if this stuff hasn't existed on Twitch. It's not as if more degrading stuff hasn't existed on Twitch. It's just that this was pushed. If you want to say that it's one of the more degrading and less, not even profitable, because it was profitable, one of the lesser positive, not really pushing a societal norm, I guess you could say. As a meta, as a whole, like as a movement, then yeah, you could argue this is the lowest one on the totem pole. But you can't just sit here and say, oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing, because it worked. There was somebody watching it. And now an important thing to bring up though is the fact that kids watch it. So if there's an age barrier, I don't know, because I wasn't using Twitch underage, but if there's like a breaking point where like somebody hits 18 and now the stuff pops up on the screen, that to me that would have been okay. It would have been acceptable. It wouldn't have been, I would have felt some sort of way as a regular creator that just like, reacts to stuff and plays scary video games and plays Among Us and stuff. But it's not crazy to me at all that people care to watch
exploit of Twitch's rules.
Now,
anyway, fast forward.
Now, if they were nude, I'm not gonna lie, if they were nude, then yes, the door. And if you toe the line, if you have to toe the line for views, then it's like, all right, we're doing too much. But to me, a hot tub stream is no different than a streamer going to the beach and like playing beach volleyball and stuff with attractive women, or just women in general. Somebody's attracted to everybody. So, but yeah, no, I thought I was going to completely agree with him. I was foolish for that. I never fully agree with XQC.
Then Cenat came in and changed everything. I know I mentioned him in every video, whatever, I don't care. I mentioned this in a video, I don't remember which one, but there's a butterfly effect with Kai. Without him, a lot of these new streamers or TOS people probably wouldn't even be on the map right now. Cooking with Kaia, India Love, Zoe
TOS people, streamers who are likely to get banned every stream.
Spencer, they didn't just pop out of nowhere. Kai built a stage so big that even side characters became main attractions. He played a part in what I'm about to get into, whether he wanted to or not, and make this wave mainstream. Meet the new faces of Twitch's pushing the line type of content.
Okay, hold on, wait, let me stop for a second. These are not the faces of the future of Twitch female content. I'm just saying that, I'm just pointing something out, okay? All right.
Let's pinpoint 3 female streamers who embody Twitch now and what I think the future could be or will be for female streamers. Cooking with Kaia, India Love, and Zoe Spencer. 3 very different creators who share one thing in common. They've learned how to work the system that rewards
I'm gonna let him finish.
towards, how do I say this? Yeah, controversy, because controversy sells. First up, Cooking with Kaia, the self-proclaimed kitchen seductress who had TikTok's women in an uproar and a lot of men in a trance. Her content began as cooking videos with a twist. She dances in a skimpy outfits. A lot of women did not find it fun or funny. They branded her a pick-me girl, accusing Kaia of seeking male approval at the expense of other women. To them, her flirty steal your man thing was whack, that they didn't get the hype, and even insulted her looks, implying she wasn't even attractive enough to warrant all this attention.
Yo, cooking with Kaia, cooking with Kaia, cooking with Kaia.
Okay. So here's my thing with the whole Cooking with Kaia thing, right? I didn't see a problem with it. You had a large population of women. At the time, the movement was girls. Hold on, let me go full screen because I gotta get this off my chest. You had the movement at the time where like mad girls we're talking about cooking is like a wife thing. If I don't have a ring on my finger, I'm not cooking. Now, of course, this wasn't. I'm not gonna sit here and say all women thought this, or even most of women thought this, but there was a sizable enough amount of the population to where when you went on IG or you went on Twitter, this was a common opinion to have, where women would sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I only do the laundry and wash his clothes or do any sort of like wifely task if I'm a wife. Other than that, if there's no ring on my finger, then I'm not doing it because he's a grown man. He can do this, da 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 da." And that was the thing. So Cooking with Kaia comes out. Kaia comes out, and she's shaking a little cake, and showing a fresh plate. And then she's going through the motions of making everything. And it wasn't super provocative, but it was provocative enough. And so you had a lot of guys that were like, "Hey, I like this. A plate of food and she dances and she has a little jingle. Like that's fire." And I can't fault them for that because they were sitting there going on the net every other day. And it's women saying, "Oh, I'm not cooking for no man. I'm not cooking for my boyfriend. He got to be my husband. And even then, he know how to cook. I'm not cooking all the time." It's like, okay, well, so they found a girl that will. They don't personally know her, right? They just go on their phone and they see, oh, she dropped. It's a new Cooking with Kaia video. They like it, and they might comment in the comments. If you comment, you kind of crazy. Me personally, like enjoying the art is okay. Commenting under it, mad emojis and stuff. Now, brother, you do a bit too much now. But again, you can do what you want. You can feel as comfortable as you want with whatever you do. But she wasn't pushing the line, and like women sitting there and saying, "Oh, she's not pretty enough to be garnering this level of attention," is crazy to me. Because like you're not her target audience. You're not the person she's marketing her product towards. You don't market diabetes medication to somebody with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. That's not what you do. You cater it towards the people that you want to cater it towards. So if she's catering it towards the guys that are into cooking content and also like attractive women or women that look like her, since you clearly don't think she's attractive, then she's hitting her target audience because she's getting numbers. So what do you say? "Oh, you're not cute enough to do it." Then you do it. I mean, you're part of the camp that said that for the most part, you guys were part of the camp that said you shouldn't cook for your man or you shouldn't do all these different things that are, basic necessities. You're going to cook for yourself. So why not cook for your boyfriend? I don't really understand. Just like if you're a boy and, you're going to go out and get something from Chick-fil-A, I would like to think that if you're going to go over to your girlfriend's house later on, you ask her if she wants something from Chick-fil-A. I feel like it's more publicly understood that guys don't say hot takes like that, and then other guys just say, "Yeah, man, you're right," because we start cooking each other. Girls, they be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, no, she's perfectly right." Because why would I do da da da? And it's like not everybody falls into that niche, but it's enough to make it a valid opinion, and that's the part that burns me the most because I personally feel like it really just shouldn't fall that way. But again, it does. So we have to, view it as valid. But I'm not gonna lie. The Cooking with Kaia phase of the internet was perfectly fine to me. I didn't see a problem because nobody was being like over the top or anything. And now the fact it was very telling at times because the girls at first it was memes because the dudes would sit there like, "Hey, I made you something," and they give the girls something. She'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know you cook. How you make this?" He'd be like, "I was watching a video online." She's like, "Oh, what page you was watching?" It's like, "I was watching Cooking with Kaia." and the girl would like go crazy. Like I thought that was hilarious because it's like, dude, he learned how to cook something and he made it for you. Now, granted, did he watch a girl shake? Yes, but that shouldn't be the determining factor of you not liking the food. Now, if the girl can cook and she can cook, then she can cook. That's the main thing, right? Because if she couldn't cook and the plate was mud, I'll put it to you like this. If she sat there and did her little jingle and shook the yams a little bit and then turned around and showed us the plate and the plate was mud, they'd be like, dang, you can shake ass, but you can't cook. They would be frying her in the comment section. They'd be like, hey, you look good, but that plate don't, right? Like, there's no chill, especially on Twitter. There's no chill. But the thing is, people found her cute enough and people appreciated the plate that she made. So what happened? She got appreciation. She got like the fans. They appreciated the content. So when everybody was sitting there glazing her like that, it was a bad look because that just told me either A, you can't cook like her, B, you can't shake yams like her, or C, you think that your man would leave you for her, which means clearly you're doing something wrong, right? Because you have a man. Why are you so pissed that he likes her? Or for the single women, why are you pissed that single guys like her? They're not in your DMs. And if they are, you clearly don't care about them because you're still single. What's the problem?
Kaia.
Hold on. I'm scrolling on TikTok. I see this girl. No, I apologize. I see this beautiful black woman. You feel me? Her name was Cooking with Kai, Cooking with Kaia. I think it was Kai. If I said it wrong, I apologize. But just so you know, I cook, I clean. I'm looking for marriage. You feel me? It's like I don't even eat meat, my baby. Like I'm on my mind on the spiritual being level. Like I'm ready to elevate. Like when I say I seen this girl throw down so many meals, and she always say, "Go cook for your man before I cook for him." Like, woo, like, bro, the last female I was.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a bar. That's a bar. Go, hey, go cook for your man before I do. That's fire. That's fire. That's not even crazy to say because it's like, in theory, I would like to think that it'd be the equivalent to me. And of course, this isn't a one-to-one comparison, but this would be similar to like a guy that always that knows how to make bouquets, and so he every day, you know, he'll sit there shirtless, goes out in his garden or whatever, goes to the store with a tank top on, you know, freshly oiled and whatnot, goes to the store, gets different variations of flowers, goes back to his house, takes his shirt off on camera, then sits there, has his little saying, bouquets for Bay or whatever, you know. Then he lays out the paper all on the counter and starts laying down the flowers, starts showing as he's doing it, and then finishes off, wraps it up, and says, hey, get a bouquet for your babe before I do. Like that'd be hard. That'd be hard to me. That's good content. I think even guys would end up watching these videos because we like knowing that sort of stuff too. I don't know.
That's the way the bitch couldn't make noodles. She couldn't make a Pop-Tart. Like, how can you not make a Pop-Tart? You take out the wrapper and you just give it to me. How can you do that? Handing my shit all crumbly and Hey, listen, Cooking with Kai, like, I'm from Miami, you feel me? Like, y'all always say, oh, you're in Miami, you got all the women there. No, I'm in Miami, I got all the wannabe city girls. I got all the 304s. Oh, be the Kais. Where is she from? I want her. Where is she from?
But just as the TikTok controversy simmered down, Kaia stepped into a new arena, Cenat Streamer University, a live streaming extravaganza of learning how to stream or just network and shit like that. So here, Kaia's online persona met real life chaos. During an after hours club, I think it was Quan, content creators smacked Kaia's ass. The clip went viral and Kaia's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend was not amused. Apparently he was watching from his hotel, so the ex-boyfriend, or Zabron, that's how you say his name, he went on Twitter and said, damn, I'm waiting for my girl and she at the club getting her ass. I don't know how to feel. Anyway, ass slapped live in front of 50k people. And then he said, never trust no bid, y'all. Learn from me. Essentially, he accused Kaia of disrespecting him for the sake of content, I guess. This outburst sparked yet another debate. Some thought Zabron embarrassed her by overreacting publicly, while others argued Kaia invited the disrespect by dancing provocatively on stream. Let's do a little
All right, I'm gonna disagree. I'm a hard disagree right there. I feel like her dancing provocatively, could that have potentially incited that particular person to attempt that and think it was okay to do? Potentially. But she didn't invite it, she didn't suggest it, and from my memory, she didn't ask for it in any way, shape, or form. It just happened, and, you know, I didn't want to sit there and do an ad hominem attack and talk about how her ex-boyfriend is less attractive than her by a substantial margin, in my respectable opinion. But I think him going to social media with that was crazy. I think it should have been that should have been a closed doors conversation. And if they come to an agreement on like, yo, that wasn't supposed to happen. I personally don't think it was because I was doing it online. I think he was going to try and get away with doing that anyways. But I'll condemn him publicly and say da 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 da. And then she goes and does that. Then your relationship's cool. But the fact that you decide to jump immediately, you see the clip, you say, "Oh my goodness, my girl is going! Wow, this is because of her videos." The videos that probably also brought me in, but you know, whatever. I don't know how long he was there, so I could be wrong. But he was okay with the videos until that happened. So I think you should give her the grace and benefit of the doubt to even have that conversation and say, hey, what happened here? And then come up with a collective, right, as a unit, a decision on how to counteract the viral clip that was running. But he didn't do that. So I just disagree with his execution of the plan and his thought process all around.
Relation of this situation, shall we?
There's 3 things that I don't want. I don't want to be publicly embarrassed. You feel me? I don't want to be publicly embarrassed. I don't want to be publicly disrespected, right? And I don't want her to let no nigga slide that's trying to get on that. Like, I'm not saying you gotta be disrespectful to the nigga and just automatically dub the nigga, but no entertaining that shit. Put a nigga in a friend zone. The niggas that watch Twitch more, I'm publicly embarrassed now. Bro, I've been publicly embarrassed about this shit, nigga. Everybody that know me was like, what the nigga? Just because not everybody knew, a lot of people knew. I got a lot of supporters, bro. Everybody that knew me knew that we was together. So I was getting embarrassed the whole time, bro. Y'all should see my Discord game. These niggas on my ass. I'm like, and the thing is, I'm in the Discord. I'm like, nah, you're not doing shit. Nah, nothing happening. Nothing going on. No entertaining shit. Nothing.
Supposedly, he touched me and I had no idea. Like, he touched me without me even seeing. So I wasn't aware of that until the chat started saying like his name. And I didn't know who he was at first, but he did just come up to me. He apologized if he did do it, which I'm not denying that he did because I seen like the clip or whatever, but he apologized for it.
Zabron, the ex, was still mad because of that, because they had a relationship. But you know what Cooking with Kaia did? She spun it on him and told him that you need to get your money up and you need to do something. Maybe if you were famous, then this situation wouldn't have happened or something like that. I don't know.
I was respectful enough to tell him, I still want this, but I just want you to go get established. That's all I was asking for. I just want him to get established. To the point where I kept telling him like, yo, I got so fed up. I was literally telling him like, go hang out with boys. You have friends out here. Like, get out the house. You don't gotta stay with me 24/7. Like, I don't know. I just got frustrated. It's just, yeah, I am too young. I just got frustrated of carrying the weights. Y'all, I couldn't do nothing. Like, he didn't let me do nothing. Like, oh my gosh, it was so bad. But anyways, like I said, I'm not gonna speak on his situation.
This the nigga she was cooking all that shit for. I ain't gonna lie.
It's getting real convoluted. It's getting real nasty. I'm not gonna lie. At first I thought he was convincingly like behind the 8 ball. I thought he was the one that was tweaking out a little bit, and he still was. I'm not gonna lie. Going to social media first instead of like, man, you said he said he texted her, boy, on FaceTime calling you. If I think something crazy going down, I'm calling you. It's gonna be a 15-minute window, especially if I see you on stream while it's currently happening. I'm gonna FaceTime call you, so you look at your phone and you see that I called you. Then I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna shoot you a text message. Then boom, you can't say you didn't see it because you saw the phone, you saw the call come up. But the fact that she sat there and, you know, decided to socially out him, I would say that it was as a result of what he did first. Still crazy, doesn't make it that much better, but I understand. I understand.
That's W. That's still a W. I ain't gonna cap.
She was. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm keep the buck, nigga. She cooked good as fuck too. I ain't gonna lie. She cooked good as a.
Just for show.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't like the food and nothing like that. It was just her as a person, gang. Like she was such a cool, like good person. Like I don't know, she was so easy to love. Like I don't know, I just fell in love with the person that she was. I don't know.
And just like that, Cooking with Kaia got a lot of backlash. And what was the best decision to do? Cry on stream.
I'm just irritated. I feel like my name just gets slandered so much and I really don't be doing nothing. Like I literally don't be doing nothing. It's just always something. When it comes to my name, it's just always something. Like, it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me. And I literally don't do nothing. Like, nothing. Like, nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like, all the hate and everything, like, nothing affects me no more. Like, it's like I have no feelings no more.
You're crying on stream. I would like to call Cap. You may not want to address the feelings, but the feelings are there, and understandably so, right? Understandably so.
Alright, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit. I'll probably be back later.
Get your ass in that kitchen and make some content. If you gonna be sexy in the kitchen.
The incident highlighted the trap Kaia is in, or was in. She's celebrated for her appeal and boldness, yet also condemned for it, even by her own boyfriend, well, now ex. And what's wild, Kaia swears she's not doing any of this for male attention, like she's just innocently cooking. But then in the same breath, she'll accidentally have 2 nip slips in the same week during the streamer university thing. One of them, she straight up played it off like it was nothing, still half exposed on stream like it didn't just happen. I'm not gonna show it on stream. It's somewhere on the internet. Y'all can find it. Y'all can't make this shit up, but it is what it is. She'll say she's not trying to be provocative, then pull stunts like that on camera. Not one, not twice. It happened several times. Either she's the unluckiest streamer alive, or she knows exactly what she's doing.
Why did you leak yourself? I didn't leak myself. I was lifting up my shirt to wipe something, and some side boob came out. That's not a leak. As long as no.
Do I think she genuinely likes cooking? Yes. Do I think she knew that adding the sensual element to it would also make her cooking kind of pop a little bit more? 1,000%. Now, that's just her. I'm sure she was just thinking about, like, from a numbers standpoint, it makes the most sense to do this. I don't think she intentionally leaked herself. I do think she put herself in position to do that, though, because of the clothes that she chooses to wear. So that's a risk that she should have, in the back of her mind, understood, you know. It's on the table. It's not impossible that this happens. Dare I say, it is pretty likely that this occurs. And if it does, I just got to bite the bullet and, you know, keep it pushing. But get a little dicey.
Nipple came out, I don't even care. Y'all acting like y'all never seen a side boob. It's not that serious.
But hey, if anything, all this drama has only boosted her profile. Her follower counts keep climbing, and people can't stop talking about her. She's walking that fine line where hate and fame intersect, and it's working for her. She's one example. Zoe Spencer. Next, Zoe Spencer, a streamer so polarizing and aggressive, she went from hanging out with Cenat's crew to becoming a lightning rod for criticism practically overnight. What does she have to do with all this overly Twitch thing that's been developing? Trust me, we'll get into that. Zoe is known for really just biting niggas and being overly masculine. Some people like it, some people don't. Which brings me to, on one stream, she even bit Cenat's arm as a joke. And from that point, they weren't really cool anymore. Then when Kai launched Streamer University and didn't include Zoe, she hit her breaking point. Feeling snubbed, Zoe went live in tears, saying she felt that she was left out because they all hated her. Yes, they did.
It's not about not getting in. And I
don't think they hated her, but when she sat there and she did low-key the most with the biting things, like her being like more of a tomboy and everything comes from her being from up north and being like in that New York area, and you know, she was around like Zeddy and all them, so it's expected that she has like a feistier, more spicy personality. Now the biting thing, I've heard of girls that like they'll bite if they're in, like, if they'll love bite, I guess is what it's called, when they're in a relationship or they feel some sort of way and they're just super excited, they'll bite you, you know, or it's cuteness aggression, I think is the actual term. But her, just like the way she was doing it was a little over the top. I don't think they hated her, but she was definitely annoying. Like if you sitting there and you having a conversation with somebody and y'all joking back and forth and they can just bite you on your arm, it's like, or just try and bite you in general, bite your hand, whatever. It's like, dude, are we being serious right now? Lock in. Like no, cut that out, bro. Cut that out. But her crying on stream was crazy because it's like, dude, just talk to Kai and be like, yo, a sidebar conversation. But I think she said she had difficulty like touching base with him after it happened. Understandable though, because he was trying to set everything up. But like going on stream and crying about it was crazy. I'm sure it put a couple extra dollars in her pocket, but I don't think it was worth it because from a PR standpoint, I feel like she could have recovered from this if she didn't do that. And honestly, I haven't really heard much of her since Streamer University ended, to be honest.
I hope that people don't think I'm some pussy, like, oh, this mad because she didn't get in, and that. It's not that. It feels so like it's when it feels personal, you know. Like it's when you want to hurt somebody or you just try. Like it's different when it's like, you know, it's like handpicked and it's just so spiteful. That's how I feel. When I saw Zeddy up there, and Zeddy's not a streamer, Zeddy streams with me, and then he just, you know, he streams with people when they call him, that's when I knew, like, damn, I don't know what I did, y'all. Maybe I just don't deserve to be there. So to get my name blocked in the chat, niggas can't even say my name. Like, what did I don't know. I know sometimes I could be slick, right? Sometimes. Or some shit could go misconstrued or whatever. But I don't harshly say things like to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Like I don't do shit like that. Like, so appreciative of anything. I always thank people and I always been so appreciative of everything. Literally, very appreciative person. I don't understand why people just love to see when people are because
To pile on, memes spread of Zoe crying. The most brutal take came from streamer Soluminati, who eviscerated Zoe in a viral rant.
So you didn't make it and now you throwing a nigga named Zeddy under the bus because he's not a streamer? Maybe they see the potential in him. Like, no hate towards whoever this girl is. No way you got your ass on and cried because you didn't make a university, bro. You a grown ass woman. Like, this is a grown woman. And I seen what you be doing, that masculine, you the type of, bro, that masculine ass shit you be doing, you the type of bitch that'll bite a nigga dick while you sucking it. Like, we can't trust you. I wouldn't put you on at all. Cut that masculine shit out and maybe you might get more opportunities. Nobody wanna be around a masculine ass girl, even if it's fake. My baby, simple. Simple. Girl, whoever you are, your name Zoe Spencer. Maybe you should just focus on becoming a better creator because the masculine shit that you doing, no nigga wanna be around that. And I wouldn't even bring you around nobody. After a while, you would just become annoying. Seriously, and that's probably what Kai see. Maybe you just an annoying ass female. It ain't even gotta be nothing deeper. You don't have to come, I don't know why. Just take a look back at your track record and look at what you was doing. You trying to emasculate niggas? With that personality you have, you...
Zoe clapped back.
Who's Solid Illuminati? Who is the Solid Illuminati? Who's the Solid Illuminati? Who's the Solid Illuminati? Yeah, Solid Illuminati, suck my dick because you're a...
That was the worst thing she could have did. The fact that she's in the creator space and doesn't know who Soluminati is was crazy to me. I thought she was trolling at first, and I realized like she actually didn't know. And I'm just like, dude, like Soluminati's really like Unc. Like he's on the Mount Rushmore for YouTube creators. Now, granted, he did take his break and like, you know, he was doing his spiritual stuff and everything under the sun. So he was away for a minute, but I almost said something. I almost said daddy's home. But you know, he came back. You feel what I'm saying? So to sit there and say you don't know who he is when like all of us right now that are entering our 20s or some of us that are in our 20s, late 20s even, grew up watching him make stuff, it's crazy to say that you have no idea who bro is. Like that's actually kind of wild. Like no matter where you are. If you say the United States, you say you don't know who Soluminati is, you never heard of him, and you claim to also watch streamers / be a streamer, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. That I don't want to say that's on par with like saying, who else? That's like saying you don't know who Burleezy is to me, or I'm Dante. Now Dante has been fairly consistent across time, but like he didn't really take a break that I remember. But like all those guys were like, or Corey Kenshin, like all those guys were active way back then, and they've stood the test of time. They still exist. So to sit there and say you haven't heard of bro was crazy. And then he ended up eviscerating her pretty fairly.
Grown ass man talking about a grown ass bitch, right? How about you get a life, you owe? Suck my dick. You're on my I don't give a fuck. Are you going, you gay ass nigga? Suck my dick. I don't give a no, some fucking black nigga named Sally Umani. Name is stupid as fuck. Gonna talking about me and talking shit. If you ain't got nothing to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, hey, Sally Umani, do you have anybody saying hi to you? You hating ass. How about that? Fucked up the wrong. Now I'm not gonna stop. Stream. I will call you a bitch ass nigga, I don't even know you until now. I don't even know who the fuck you were. Hi, how you feeling, my heart? I didn't even know who the fuck you were until now. You boring bitch. You're mad because you're a boring bitch. I'm crashing out on fucking stupid ass. You have a dumb ass.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen this full clip before. So seeing this full clip now is absolutely hilarious to me. On top of that, she should have did her research. I'm not gonna lie. You get sent a post and you see that Soluminati's talking trash about you. You don't know how to say bro's name. You don't know none of that. And you didn't decide to check his profile and be like, oh, he got mad followers and subscribers. Who is bro? You just said, nah, F that. I'm on one. See, that's what got us in this situation to begin with. That's what started this. That's the problem. That's the problem. She wasn't peeping game. I knew she crashed it. I didn't think it was like this far. Like walking through like an indoor pool area with, imagine just the camera like dead in front of her and she's sitting there getting all up in the camera. Like she's all up in the camera like that. Like, hold on, dang. My skin clearing up. All right. But nah, like imagine she just like getting all up in the camera like that. That's OD. She tripping. That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie.
Username. Your name is, hold on, Mike. Your name is dumb, and you're a pussy, and you're a bitch. Fuck lame. You look fucking lame. You're lame. Oh my God, you're fucking ugly. Nigga, are you dumb? You have a USA outfit on. Fucking July 4th ass. Hold on. Like, are you kidding me right now? I can't believe I'm even giving you the time. Fuck. You have 2019 videos up here. You trying to show that you pulled numbers before. Show me from 2019. Show now. 2020 was the last post. You're a bum. You're a bum, and you have on a weak ass outfit. He's a broke ass hoe. He's a broke ass nigga.
Yo, L friends. I knew her friends. If she didn't know who Soul was, I knew these two bums wouldn't know who Soul was. But nah, her crashing out like this is crazy. She's still going. There's no way. I've never seen the full video. I just heard that there's no way. She takes to the house and keeps going. Nah, this is a lot.
Now, Ashley, money? Huh? You say goodbye to your dog, nigga. Cause you're talking about my time has come, nigga. You think you're God? You think you God? Oh, you think that you're God?
Yo, she's moving like she was on something. There's no way you rush back in the room to sit there and get this off.
That's what's going on. Say goodbye to your dog.
Hold on, no. I can't let that slide. Mike's scared, and her friend. Look at her friend reaction.
That's what's going on.
She breathing all heavy. She's scared. She just sat there and rushed up in the room, just keep talking, to keep chatting, bro. What?
Say goodbye to your dog.
Real shit.
Max, tell that nigga to say goodbye to his.
Yo, bro is scared out his mind. He's just trying to make sure she keeps the aggression controlled and pointed at them, bro. Somebody to check on, bro.
Dog. First of all, he's bigger than me. He's not bigger than the program. Who gives a? I can say what I want. He said something first. He said, no disrespect to this girl, but why the is you crying on there? How you say no disrespect to me and then call me a? I'm confused. It's okay to just disrespect. I'm gonna go wash my solid money. Go wash your.
The dark life of a female streamer. Next up,
Wow.
India Love. India Love, she's a different case. A veteran of this internet game, a walking time capsule of when Instagram fame was all about looks, mystery, and who you were dating. If you're in your 20s or late 20s, you probably remember India Love from way back when y'all was in like school, high school, scrolling IG, and she was the girl. Tumblr as well. She wasn't on Twitch back then, obviously. She didn't stream. She barely talked. That was her brand, was being fine and mysterious. That's it. But she didn't just fade away. She pivoted. And now she's on Twitch pulling 500K followers with barely any efforts. Why? Because when Kaia Cenat launched Streamer University, he brought her in as a professor for love and relationships or whatever. When she popped up at Kai's Streamer University, half the chat asked who is she and why is she here? India has been linked to several prominent figures in the industry. Drake, Soulja Boy, The Game. See, the reason I'm even talking about India Love is because of what she represents. Not just her, but what her presence on Twitch says about where this whole streaming shit is headed. Let's be honest, India didn't blow up on Twitch because she's some crazy entertaining streamer. She showed up through the DDG, Duke, Dennis, Kaia Cenat pipeline, and all she really had to do was exist. That's it. Shake some BBL ass, vibe with some men, and parasocial your way to 500,000 followers within a week. With DDG, it was that playful, flirty tension. Duke Dennis, same vibe. Add in a Kaia Cenat shout out and a Drake cameo. Now you've got a woman who's being turned into a character in a whole unscripted drama. It's like reality TV 2.0. Love and hip hop cinematic universe, if you will. It's raw, it's live, and parasocial to the max. Viewers don't just watch watch anymore, they invest, they pick sides, they ship Duke in India, they make theories, they hate watch, they spam chat when she breathes next to another dude. India Love isn't a streamer, she's a storyline, but everybody's glued to, and that's where it gets crazy. Because this is a new blueprint for female streamers. Be hot, get to some big name male creators, and let the chat do the rest. Your body, your looks, your vibe, that becomes your content, not your personality. Just how you move around men and hopefully get an audience for yourself. Now, I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing it out. We need theaters on social media, okay? Just a healthy balance is all. And I'm not saying India's one either, okay? She is. I'm talking about the future, where I think it's gonna get real crazy. Honestly though, it's entertaining. It's messy, but it works. Platforms like Twitch were never made for that kind of content, but that audience is clearly down for it. People act shocked, but the views don't lie. So whether you love it, hate it, or just side-eye it like me, we might have to accept the truth. Twitch is no longer just a gaming site. It's turning into a new age reality TV for a generation raised on clips and controversy. India's not the first. Girls like Amaranth walk so the new wave could run, but India might be the most mainstream example of where it's all going. Twitch is becoming one giant e-dating show or relationship show, and for streamers like her, that means blowing up is easier than ever. Shout out Wendy. That same shift has made the platform more dangerous, especially for women. IRL streaming is booming like never before, but with its rise comes an uncomfortable truth. The line between viewer and stalker is thinner than ever, and while some of these women play into the parasocial game, flirtation, wifey jokes, dressing for the camera, propping they shit up a little bit, they also end up paying the price for it. It's not their fault, kinda is, kinda not. Sin is one of them, whether she admits it or not. She's fed into the same system that thrives off that intention.
It's weird if I say that I wanted to be the throat goat, but
That's so.
why would you say that?
Men are some of the most entitled, dangerous creatures walking in this earth. And in IRL streaming, where there's no pause button, that danger can get crazy. Example, on March 2nd, 2025, popular Twitch streamers, forgive me if I say their name wrong, Valkyrie, Amaru, and Cenat did an IRL Sisathon marathon stream when a random dude approached them for a selfie. The man introduced himself as Russell and asked for photos. The woman tried to get him away. He asked for Amaru's phone number, and when he didn't get it, he decided that he's gonna keep following them.
Her number?
Oh,
I like it. Can I get your number?
I don't have a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait, put your number in mine.
Maybe we should just go. Oh, yeah, maybe we should. Yeah. He's getting a little closer. Oh. I mean, let's go. I think we're just gonna go. Let's go. Oh, no, we're not. No. What's up, huh? Hey, excuse me?
No.
Security?
Emily, no.
Hey,
Stop!
Whoa.
What?
Right.
Get away from now.
Security!
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Right now. Are you right now?
Security, please.
Security!
Afterwards, the streamers confirmed that they were safe but shaken, obviously. Now,
I have thoughts. I've actually never seen that full clip. I saw bits and pieces of it, especially the part where she starts calling out security, but I didn't see like him doing the whole squat thing and whatnot. He's definitely out of pocket. There's definitely always going to be those sort of people around. I'm not saying that all streamers need security or anything like that, but it's good to have a couple of people that you really trust that have the ability to or are willing to stand on something when it's necessary, or at least posing a potential threat. You don't need to threaten people at all, ever. But there's sometimes we're simply being capable of, like, somebody understanding that, if I decide to step at a line, there is a potential consequence that I can see in front of me right now before I do anything that could be levied against me. And because of that, I don't want to even take that risk, right? There should, in theory, always be one of those. And for them, obviously, they're not guys, and they're not necessarily like gym girlies. So that kind of gets in the way of it. The cameraman sounded like he was a guy. me personally, once we get to the point where it's like, where he's escalating, if I'm the cameraman in that situation and it's escalating like that, I'm about to pass the camera over. I don't know if he might have had one of the stream backpacks on, so that might have gotten in the way just a little bit, but I'm not going to lie. Respectfully, I would have been like, it might be time to go. When Valkyrie starts sitting there saying, well, we should probably go, it's time to go. And if he continues to overreact like that, well, we got to take this backpack off, and I'm going to have the ladies step out of the way, and I'm going to respectfully ask you to step off. If you continue, well, now we got to now we're in that mode, because you're testing me, you're putting them in danger. I'm letting you know respectfully that they feel threatened, they feel concerned for their safety by you. So if you decide that you want to keep pushing, saying nah, I'm the da, especially that last part, he's gonna do da to them. Nah, I'm taking that stream backpack off and let's go. Security, at the moment you say security 3 times, security isn't anywhere within 50 feet, within 200, 300, 400 feet of you. Because of course they just be having anybody out there at all those sorts of events. It'd be some old people and everything. But the moment you can't, like, there's no reasonable security. If it's my safety or yours, buddy, you're getting packed. You have to, in the most respectful way possible, because I'm gonna let you know there's your warning, right? There's 3, and sure, you may think they are lovely, you may think they are angels when you lay eyes upon them, and you may want their phone number, but the moment you start towing that line, and they're like, oh, I don't have a phone, and all that, the bit is kind of funny, but it's kind of weird and awkward, and then you reach a point where it's too far. And once you reach too far, buddy, stop. Please? Pretty please with a cherry on top? Because I don't want to run fades in public. I mean, it would probably be some interesting media and whatnot, but come on. Just back off.
This could have easily been a live leak situation if this dude decides to take it there. It's easy to pinpoint fingers at female streamers, say they're baiting, they're playing the game, they're leaning into it. And yeah, some of them absolutely are, but if we're being honest, this is what Twitch has become across the board. A giant machine that thrives off of parasocial baits. It doesn't matter if it's a girl showing her nipples accidentally on purpose, or a dude faking a relationship for the sake of viewers. The game is the same. Sell a fantasy, keep people watching. This whole thing has gone way past content. We're in a full-on parasocial economy. Streamers are characters, viewers are obsessed. If you're a woman, not even a woman, men who just wants to be chill, play video games and vibe, good luck. You're buried under a pile of streamers cooking in thongs and high budget streams, so now we're stuck in this loop. Women feel like they have to push the line just to be seen. Viewers reward that behavior, then turn around and trash them for it. In Twitch, they just count the clicks and keep it pushing. Twitch is reality TV.